Have you noticed that half of masculinity content has kind of turned into a compliant gathering? Everyone is angry at feminists, the system, gold diggers, the softness. And anger is a useful emotion. It creates virality. But at the end, it's bad vibes. Nobody actually is having fun. So let's be honest here. Most of what we see is masculine debating theory leaking testosterone into soy lattes. If you've done the discipline, the polarity theory, the Stoic commandments, and life still feels kind of flat, that's because the fuel is low. You tried the anger diet. Did it make you feel good? Hell no. So why tense up being a man when it only makes you more tense? What if masculinity was never made to feel heavy? What if your real power is the aliveness you've been holding back? Most men misunderstand their own strengths. Yes, masculinity holds boundaries in crisis, but real masculinity expands them into intensity, presence, sensation, connection, and being desired. So, be competitive, that's great. But the powerful men, yeah, they're the ones who laugh, breathe, move through life like it was a playground, not a protest march. And what are we really chasing? Freedom and joy, or just more anger? Because the thing you've been fighting might be the thing that is keeping you weak. And brother, I'm not better. I've fallen into that trap too, but here's the truth we have to accept. Stepping in our masculinity isn't a debate. It's not against conspiracy theories. It's not a spiritual seminar with scented candles. Brother, it's fire. And when you stop whining about how messed up the world is and play full out anyways, life gets fucking fun. Even Sadhguru couldn't help himself. Intensity is not suffering. Intensity is aliveness. You feel that? Because that's what we actually want to reach in life. Freedom. Joyful freedom. Not upset X quotes about masculinity. Real freaking joy. Everything else means to get there. Freedom is the journey, because the journey is the only destination you'll ever actually reach. So, is your last breath the goal, or everything that comes in between? That's why freedom is not a trajectory on Google Maps. It's when you go full savage in life, and especially the bedroom. Now, come on, tell me, what's more joyful than having insane, mind-bending experiences with the feminine? But most men, they take 6 minutes. Done. Nap time. And then they wonder why. After a few hot encounters, she's already drying up like a desert. Of course she doesn't want sex anymore, because they just turned hot, juicy fun into a boring spreadsheet of 6 minutes obligations with no fun for her. So she also puts obligations on you. And that's how we get to invite for dinner, maybe a little intimacy, and repeat. If dinner is your foreplay, you're already bankrupt on your Freedom bank account. And then we call her a gold digger. No wonder if she comes out for the dinner, the gifts, the expensive stuff. Brother, why should she give her body and heart when men are giving her 6 minutes of obligation and no pleasure? Science measured it. 500 couples. Average 6.7 minutes. A woman on average to reach the climax needs 13 minutes. 6.7 minutes against 2 minutes she needs. That's not intimacy. It's charity for the 6-minute man. So I hope you understand by now. I'm not talking only about lasting longer or pleasuring a woman by finger poking her like sustained fire on an online shooter. I mean the real stuff. Pleasure requires your whole spectrum. Not fingers or playing it safe or nice or spending money, that alone, we know it, doesn't create desire. But how about real connection? Souls melting into each other, her not being able to stop coming on your magic stick while you smash her like the personalized incarnation of Eros himself. Feminine women don't need perfect men. They just desire a man who makes them feel something. So she doesn't want fingers or money or niceness. What she really wants is connection. She wants a man that knows how to open her. And you'd love it too. We made for each other. If you weren't so lazy to go playing full out. Joy comes when you stop holding back the full fire of your existence, says my friend Sadhguru. So don't be scared of your fire, because that is what turns her on. That's what turns us on. Masculine joy fused to feminine joy. That's not just intimacy, it's alchemy. You show up full, she opens full. And those 40% of women who can't climax suddenly forget that they ever checked that box. Full spectrum eroticism is the antidote to repetitive deadness. And women, back me up here. Tell me in the comments, when a man steps into his full masculine energy, when he owns the heat in the bedroom like a full-length, sweaty symphony of sensations, tell me, do you melt? Do you crave? When a man's in full fire, her devotion flows like a waterfall out of her lap. Because when he steps into his fullest potential, that's rare. And she knows it. And you can bet on that she will, with the greatest pleasure, do her share to please him. She crave him like a forbidden fruit, juicy, dangerous, unforgettable. She will desire you, brother. And when that happens, you're not some desperate Tinder dude anymore. And that's not ego. That's being the full course Michelin experience. Mwah. Most men are lukewarm microwave fries. And yes, it's not only about what happens in the bedroom. It's about connection and so on, blah, blah, blah. I 100% agree. But come on, be honest. A fully lived intimacy is an incomparable way to glue a relationship together and make things work. To make her feel like a well-freaked, claimed and desired woman. And you, like a desired man. So, let's drop the BS. It's the man's job to earn that. To stop playing small, hiding behind excuses and being sabotaged by adult video addictions. Come on, there's the real thing. Realize there's more magic in sensuality than your teenage years taught you. Freedom is found in discipline, not avoidance. That's what Peterson says. So, let's not play it down. Let's play full out. Face it, that kind of freedom, the reality where any woman would gladly be in bed with you, where your partner and you would glow. That's not pretension. That's earned. You gain a confidence. That's the way. You gain a confidence that is not arrogance. It's an absence of your self-abandonment. And yeah, she remember you. Years later, married, kids. She still dream of you while she's in a dried out relationship with some guy who never made her shake. And why? Because men, him and all men, do so little for their sexuality that just leveling up a notch puts you in the top 10%. And brrrr, you tattooed your name into her lady bits, into her heart, into her most sacred being. But most men, they never upgrade. They repeat the same patterns and wonder why desire dies. And women become that what gives them anger. Now, you leveled it up a notch. What happens if you level it up another notch? If you work a little bit more on your sensual potential. Now, you're top 1%. You become the moment you explore that potential. You stop working for it. or maybe you even begged for it. And now you start leading both of you into the highest realms of pleasure. When you step into your full masculine sensual power, your dirty fantasies become her wet dreams. She's not your fantasy anymore. You are hers. You're the one she tells her friends about, but never says your name. The one that got her wide open. And the one that ruined mediocre men for her. And that's power. That's polarity. That's playing full out as a masculine. And come on, isn't that joy? Isn't that freedom? Isn't that freaking fun? So check in with yourself. Are you sweating, moaning, dripping in your juices, or still politely cuddling your anger, your blockages, your fears, while she lies next to you and dreams of the man you could be? Brother, now you know it's all on you. So wake up, and I hope you understand now what I'm insinuating here while keeping it polite and platform compliant so we don't get pitchforked and banned on social media. But if you want to go deeper and you want to know more, then get the uncensored truths by applying to my private online community. And brother, help bringing the fun back into being masculine by stopping the mandemic, the soft society's beat down on masculine values. One click on subscribe, that's all it takes to support the revolution.